Quadratic equations are equations that have the second power. You may recall the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. If this term is missing, meaning there is no b or x, then we can solve this by taking the root. We need to get the x squared term by itself and then take the square root of each side. Remember, the square root and the square cancel, leaving me with x over here. Now the 40 needs to be simplified. So we'll come over here, that's 2 times 20, 2 times 10, 2 times 5. So there's a pair of 2's that come out, a 2 and a 5 that stay in, which would be 10. And then we always need two answers. There's two possibilities. Remember, if you multiply a negative times a negative, it's also a positive, so it works as well. Or a positive times a positive works. So don't forget to put the plus or minus, so it would be 2 radical 10 and negative 2 radical 10. And we're always looking for two answers on these quadratic equations. Okay, we're going to take the square root again. So I'll take the square root of each side. And again, the square root and the 2 cancel and the square cancel, leaving me with v. Now, you can't take the square root of a negative number, so instead we pull out an I. That's our imaginary number, which represents the square root of negative 1. And now we need to simplify the 56. We can divide by 2, you get 28. You can divide by 2 again, you get 14. Divide by 2 again, you get 7. So we have a 2 that comes out, we'll put that in front of our I, and then a 2 times 7 that stays in, which is 14, and then we need a plus or minus. So it is 2i radical 14 and negative 2i radical 14. Alright, this one we need to get the x squared by itself before we take the square root. So we'll add 6 to each side. X squared equals 16. Then we take the square root, and we happen to know that 16 is a perfect square. That would be 4. And then we need plus or minus. And again, don't forget the square root and the square cancel each other, leaving you with x. So 4 and negative 4 are your two answers. Alright, for this last example, we need to get the n squared by itself. So again, we'll add 3 to each side. So negative 4n squared equals negative 44. Then we divide both sides by negative 4. N squared equals 11. Now that we have the square term alone, we take the square root. So n equals plus or minus square root of 11. So you have the square root of 11 or the negative square root of 11. Because 11 is prime and it can't be simplified.